There is a place at the bottom of the world where the sea forgets all mercy. A place where three great oceans, the Atlantic, the Pacific, and the Southern, collide in a perpetual fury. It is a liquid battleground, a chasm of water separating South America's Cape Horn from the frozen shores of Antarctica. This is the Drake Passage, a stretch of water so wild it's earned a reputation as the most dangerous sea crossing on Earth. Here, the planet's most powerful ocean current, the Antarctic Circumpolar Current, funnels through an 800-kilometer-wide gap with the force of 600 Amazon rivers. With no landmass to break its momentum, it generates a phenomenon sailors call unlimited fetch. Winds can race across thousands of miles of open water, building waves to monstrous heights. Towering 40-foot swells are common. Rogue waves exceeding 80 feet have been recorded. It is a perfect storm of geography and physics, creating a liquid chaos machine that has tested mariners for centuries. Ironically, the man it's named for, Sir Francis Drake, likely never sailed through it. In 1578, a storm blew his fleet south of Cape Horn, proving that land did not connect South America to the great southern continent. But for the countless sailors who followed in the age of sail and steam, this passage was an unavoidable nightmare. To round the Horn was a trial by ice and water, freezing winds, sudden, violent storms known as willowaws, and the constant threat of icebergs turned every voyage into a gamble. For centuries, the passage has been a collector of ships. Historians estimate that over 800 vessels and more than 20,000 souls have been lost in these waters, their stories swallowed by the abyss. Their wooden hulls and steel plates were no match for the crushing power of the sea. They lie scattered across a seafloor miles deep, a silent testament to the passage's unforgiving nature. This is not just a waterway. It is a graveyard, holding the echoes of ambition, exploration, and tragedy. Even today, with advanced navigation, satellite weather forecasting, and powerful, ice-strengthened hulls, the Drake Passage commands respect and fear. Every year, research vessels, cargo ships, and intrepid tourist cruises make the crossing, but they do so at the mercy of the weather. When the Drake is angry, the most sophisticated ship in the world is reduced to a fragile shell, tossed about by forces beyond its control. The journey remains one of the planet's great adventures and one of its greatest risks. In this video, we will journey into the heart of that risk. We'll uncover 10 of the most catastrophic disasters and near disasters in the Drake Passage and surrounding Antarctic waters. From lost warships and ghostly legends of the age of sail, to modern cruise ships battered and broken by the full might of the Southern Ocean. These are stories of courage, of human error, and of nature's ultimate supremacy. In 1819, the Spanish warship San Telmo sailed into the Drake Passage and never came out. A violent storm swallowed the vessel, and all 644 souls aboard were lost. Wreckage washed up on Livingston Island, making it the first known disaster tied to Antarctica. Among the countless tales born from the unforgiving Southern Ocean, none is more chilling than that of the ghost ship Jenny. The story begins in 1823, a time when brave or perhaps foolish mariners pushed the boundaries of the known world in search of fortune. The Jenny was a small English schooner, likely engaged in the lucrative but perilous seal trade. She was last sighted leaving port, bound for the treacherous waters of the Drake Passage and the icy fringes of the Antarctic Peninsula. Then she vanished without a trace, swallowed by the vast white silence. For 17 years, her fate remained a mystery. Then, in 1840, the whaling ship Hope was navigating through a dense ice field when its crew spotted a derelict vessel, its masts and rigging caked in a thick shroud of ice. It was the Jenny, perfectly preserved in a frozen tomb. The boarding party from the Hope discovered a scene of unimaginable horror. The crew of the Jenny were frozen solid, caught in the final moments of their lives. Men were found in their bunks, others at their posts on deck. The captain was discovered sitting at the table in his cabin, a pen still clutched in his frozen hand, his logbook open before him. The final entry, dated May 4, 1823, read, "No food for 71 days. I am the only one left alive. The captain himself, a man named Brighton, had been meticulously documenting the crew's slow, agonizing demise until he, too, succumbed. Today, most maritime historians dismiss the tale of the Jenny as a cautionary legend, a ghost story spun by sailors to personify the dangers of the ice. There are no official records of the discovery, no trace of the Hope or its log. But whether fact or folklore, the story endures because it speaks to a fundamental truth of these waters. Here, nature is absolute, and the line between a routine voyage and a permanent frozen grave is terrifyingly thin. During a stormy attempt to round Cape Horn, Britain's HMS Wager was wrecked off the Patagonian coast. Stranded in the freezing wilderness, most of her crew perished. The survivors endured starvation, mutiny, and betrayal before a handful finally returned to England. On November 23, 2007, the expedition ship MV Explorer struck an iceberg and sank in Antarctic waters. Thankfully, all 154 passengers and crew evacuated safely, but the sinking sent shockwaves through the cruise industry. In 2010, the Clelia II was hammered by monstrous waves in the Drake Passage. Windows shattered, communications failed, and one engine went offline. Another ship had to escort it back to safety, narrowly avoiding catastrophe. On November 29, 2022, the luxury cruise ship Viking Polaris was struck by a breaking wave in the Drake Passage. Windows shattered in 7 cabins, killing 1 passenger and injuring 8 others. It's one of the deadliest modern accidents in the passage. In March 2025, passengers on Quark Expedition's Ocean Explorer were thrown into walls as 30 to 40-foot waves battered the ship for nearly 48 hours. While no lives were lost, the terrifying ordeal became known as the Drake Shake. In December 2008, the expedition vessel Ushuaia ran aground in Antarctic waters, puncturing 2 fuel tanks. Though everyone was rescued, the incident highlighted the environmental risks of navigation near the passage. Another near disaster struck in 2010, when the Ocean Nova grounded in Marguerite Bay. Passengers were evacuated, but the event reminded explorers that even modern ships are no match for shifting ice and hidden shoals. On December 9, 2019, a Chilean Air Force C-130 Hercules en route to Antarctica crashed into the Drake Passage. All 38 aboard were lost, underscoring the dangers not just for ships, but for aircraft crossing these treacherous waters. The Drake Passage is a place where nature always wins. It is a realm of elemental fury, a liquid continent where the planet's most powerful forces converge. Here, the Atlantic, Pacific, and Southern Oceans clash in a perpetual violent ballet. The stories we've revisited are not just isolated incidents of bad luck or poor judgment. They are chapters in a much larger saga, the timeless conflict between human ambition and the indomitable will of the natural world. For a very name etched in the annals of maritime history, some catastrophes are recorded in history books. Others remain lost forever beneath the waves, their secrets guarded by the crushing pressure and the eternal cold. We now understand the science behind its ferocity. The Antarctic Circumpolar Current, the mightiest ocean current on Earth, surges through this narrow choke point, unimpeded by any landmass as it circles the globe. It's a planetary heartbeat, pumping billions of tons of water with unimaginable force. Compounding this, the ferocious winds of the furious 50s and screaming 60s have an almost unlimited fetch, traveling thousands of kilometers across open ocean to build waves of terrifying, city block-sized proportions. The very shape of the seafloor, rising abruptly from abyssal plains, further contorts these swells into chaotic, unpredictable monsters, the rogue waves that have claimed so many vessels without a trace. Today, we cross the Drake with a confidence born of technology. Ice-strengthened hulls, powered by engines that would have been unimaginable to the sailors of old, push through the icy waters. We have satellite navigation that plots our course with pinpoint accuracy, and meteorological models that give us windows of relative calm. Rescue helicopters and coordinated maritime response teams stand ready. We have, in many ways, stacked the deck in our favor. But to believe we have conquered the Drake would be the ultimate act of hubris. We have not tamed it. We have only learned to better read its moods, to tiptoe through its domain when it allows. This unforgiving stretch of ocean has more than earned its name as the graveyard of explorers. It remains a profound teacher, a humbling force that commands our deepest respect. It reminds us that for all our ingenuity, we are still guests on this planet, subject to its whims. The graveyard of explorers is not just a historical footnote, it is an active, breathing testament to the sea's enduring power. The ghosts of the Drake Passage are not just those of lost sailors, but of the illusion of absolute control. Nature, in its purest and most potent form, will always have the final say. The allure of Antarctica and the challenge of the Drake continue to draw adventurers and scientists alike. The journey is safer, but the awe and the danger remain. We hope this exploration into its depths has been as fascinating for you as it was for us. If you wish to continue these journeys into the world's greatest mysteries and disasters, please consider liking this video, sharing it with fellow adventurers, and subscribing to our channel. And now, with a deeper understanding of its history and its power, we ask you again, would you ever dare to cross the Drake Passage? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.